a big wake-up call with tetanus. So, what we see, if anyone's worried about tetanus, what we're shown is a picture of a soldier from like the 1800s with he's naked and his back is arched. If you just Google tetanus right now and you look for images, you'll get this image. And so that's what we're told will happen if we get tetanus. It's a sure thing. You're just going to get tetanus and you're going to die. Well, the fact of the matter is that when I started doing my deep dive in World War I, look, it was fought in the trenches with horses. That's where you get tetanus from ruminant animals. It lives in their gut, and then it goes in the soil, and it's just a spore. Doesn't do anything until it gets into an area that doesn't have oxygen. So you get a cut, you get a surgeon to close you up real nice without cleaning it out properly, and you're set up for tetanus, which will transform from a spore to a different kind of a microbe and start releasing a toxin that it first starts as numbness, usually in that limb. The extreme case is in that soldier who would have been malnourished, stressed out, probably vaccinated for smallpox before he hit the fields, and exposed to enormous amounts of tetanus, possibly gunshot wound or a slice somewhere, and then sewn up. So yeah, his nervous system could have had a real big dose of toxin, and nobody did anything about it. That's the worst case scenario. You don't want that to happen. But in today, I've treated tetanus. Let's just put it that way. I've treated several cases of tetanus. One of the cases was a neurologically diagnosed tetanus. So tetanus is treatable. You can get on it early. Rabbit studies have shown that if you give vitamin C, if you have a good high vitamin C level before you put glass with tetanus spores on it inside the skin of a rabbit, that you can prevent the tetanus from happening. Even if you give the vitamin C at the time of the injury, you can prevent it from happening. If you give it after the event, the death rate goes down to very, very low, if not zero. So vitamin C is a main factor, but the biggest factor is cleaning a wound and keeping the wound open if you think it's a dirty wound, and not to close it straight up, which is why nails, stepping on a nail is the classic, because rust can kind of hold the old spores inside of it. You step on the nail, you get inoculated, and then you wait for it to heal over. Well, you have to open that wound if that's going to happen. But tetanus has been, there's a whole series of reports on instances where the cotton that was made for menstrual pads for women postpartum was impregnated with tetanus, and they got horrible cases of tetanus just from using those menstrual pads. So the hospital systems have also been, responsible. The biggest thing is that being vaccinated for tetanus is not necessarily security against not getting tetanus. Now, am I telling people not to go get vaccinated or not? No, I'm not. I'm just saying there's so much, like every vaccine, there's so much more to the story that should be considered. You can have different strains of tetanus. And if you're living on a field that has ruminant animals, you will be, whether you like it or not, you're going to be eating whatever's down in that field, and you're going to be inoculated and have